Hey everybody, today is August 3rd and it's Saturday, and we're going to be talking about care and maintenance of your vehicle. So let's get started. One of the first things you're going to want to do when you are trying to maintain your vehicle is get access to the owner's manual of your vehicle. Try to search for it online if you don't actually have one at home or in your car. So this one is for my 2016 Prius, and let me zoom in a little bit more so you can see better. So you can see all the things that have to be done every 5,000 miles. Now it's all very minor stuff, every 5,000 miles, and I'm not even really that concerned about what the things that have to be done every 5,000 miles. Even the rotate the tires isn't that critical. Actually, I do mine every 10,000 miles because it's just about even wear of the tires. It's not about any kind of thing related to the life expectancy of the vehicle. That's just wear and tear, and you want to maximize the tires. And when you do as much driving as delivery drivers do, you're going to have to replace them anyway, so it's not that's not my major concern. But every 10,000 miles is my concern. So every 10,000 miles I make sure I do and all the major things that are recommended, such as rotate the tires, change the oil in the oil filter. All the other stuff is, for safety reasons, the check the installation of the floor mats and all that other stuff. And then the visual inspection of the brake drums and brake discs, that's they do that automatically at the place that I go to have it serviced. It's just like a part of the package. But the next things that I'm going to show you are going to be more major, and those are the things you're really going to have to look out for, because those are the things that a lot of people forget to watch for as the car starts to get older. So the first major things you're going to look out for, and it's different for every car, but this is for my car, 30,000 miles. I have to replace the cabin air filter, and I have to replace the engine air filter. The cabin air filter is the thing that keeps your air conditioning functioning and clean, and so your car, the car's interior actually smells fresh and clean when the AC is running. And the engine air filter filters out all the impurities so it doesn't damage the engine. And so that's for my car, it's every 30,000 miles. For your car, it's going to be different. When you find out for your car how many miles it's going to be before those things have to be done, try to put them on your calendar, or put them in an Excel spreadsheet, something that you have easy access to and you look at all the time. Because what happens is a lot of people see this information and then just forget about it, and then their car reaches like 50,000 miles and they're like, wait a minute, when was the last time I changed the engine air filter? And they forget. So it's always helpful to put some type of reminder somewhere that you have easy access to, so the next time you do an oil change and a tire rotation, you're thinking about it, like what else, is there anything major that's coming up? And you can easily pull it up and refer to it, so you'll know whether or not it's time to do it or it's getting close to being time. Now at 120,000 miles, and this is because it's a Toyota, so they're built really good. But at 120,000 miles, the only thing that I have to do next that's different from the cabin air filter and the engine air filter and the oil change and the rotation of the tires. The next major thing that comes up at 120,000 miles is replacing the spark plugs. So that's once again something that you should have in some type of calendar or Excel spreadsheet, so that you will easily be able to find it when it comes time to do it. And as a gig worker, and all the miles that gig workers drive, you're gonna hit 120,000 miles faster than you think. If you have a hybrid vehicle like I do, the manual suggests at 100,000 miles to replace the engine inverter coolant. And the engine coolant obviously is the part for the traditional engine part of the car, and the inverter coolant is some kind of special coolant that helps to keep the big batteries that are in the back of the car cool. So those things have to be replaced on a schedule as well. And I think that's it for my Prius. And I have those all set up once again in an Excel spreadsheet. But those are all the major things that I have to look out for based on the manual. The only thing that it doesn't mention in the manual is the actual physical car battery. And we all know that the car battery itself doesn't last that long. They usually last somewhere between about 4 and 5 years. And so you also have to put that on your calendar to know when it's getting close to the time to just replace your battery, because the last thing you want to do is have a delivery, walk to your car and try to start your car and it doesn't start. So put that on your calendar as well, that every so often you're going to have to replace the car battery. All right, next up is tire tread maintenance. This little gadget here is a tire depth gauge. It helps to measure your tires so that you'll know when it's time to replace them. A lot of times people don't even know when they're supposed to replace their tires. They don't actually replace them until they're nearly bald. But this will tell you when it's time. You take this part, see the part looks like a flathead screwdriver. You put that in between the tread of the tire, and then you press it into the tread until the top of this bar at the top touches the top of the tire. So when I'll show you for an example. Like pretend I'm pressing it into the tire. So I'm pressing it in, see it's still showing green. That means you're just fine. You have plenty of tread. But as I keep pushing down, get ready, you're gonna see yellow and red. If you see yellow at the top, that means it's almost time to replace the tires and start shopping for tires. If you see the red, you're in big trouble. That means don't even drive the car. Those tires are almost bald. It's very dangerous, especially in wet weather. Do not drive it. Get right to a tire place and get those tires replaced. So the next thing I wanted to show you guys is this thing called a tire pressure gauge. And it will help to make sure that your tire pressures are in the safety zone, and you're getting good gas mileage because your tires have the right amount of pressure. Okay, so this particular one that I have is digital, and so that it has this orange button that turns it on, and then there's going to be a display here, and then this part here is the part you put into the tire nozzle. You know, the part where you put the air in, the little thing that sticks out of the tire. I don't know what it's called, but that's the part you put into the tire. You put it in, and it what is it called? I don't know. Anyway, let's turn this thing on. So once you turn it on, you can see that it should be set to PSI. It has different settings. You can set it to bar. What is that? HPA or KPA? I don't know what any of the only one I know is PSI. That's the American standard one. So you can see there it says PSI. You put it in. You put it into the tire where the air goes, and it will read you the number that your tire is supposed to be. So I'll show you up next where to find out what your tire pressure is supposed to be. Okay, so we're gonna go and open the driver's side door, and right at the bottom here, where the door closes, there's like a label here. And the label has the tire pressure rating. So if I zoom in, let me see if I can zoom in. So if I zoom in, you can see, let's see, where is cold tire pressure? So you can see the front should be, what does that say, 39 PSI? And the rear should be 36 PSI. So I can't do the temperature right now on my car. I just went for a long drive, so it wouldn't be accurate. So when you take the pressure test to see how much pressure there is in the tire, you have to do it when the car has been sitting for a few hours. Do it probably in the morning before you start your day. So you know where to put the air for the tire. It's right here. You guys know. You take that little thing off there, that little cap, and you put that little thing that I just showed you, and you check your tire pressure. I think you guys can figure that part out. Any of the things that I'm talking about in the video, you can find links to them in the description. They'll take you to Amazon where you can take a look at the products. And you know, if you like the ones I'm using, you're welcome to go ahead and purchase the ones that I'm using because I like them. I mean, I basically bought them because they were good value, the price was good, and the product worked out good. Okay, so now here are all the crazy things that I have for my car to keep it clean as far as the windows and the exterior of the car. This one probably is surprising. It's Palmolive dishwashing liquid, and I use that instead of car wash solution. It's actually a lot more gentler on the paint of the car. You just put a little bit of that in a bucket with some water and a rag, and you just go to town, and it works out really good. And I use two different types of rags. I use bar mops. So this is a bar mop. It has a lot more texture to it, so it really does well at cleanup. They're very absorbent, so they do two things. They suck up a lot of moisture, they hold a lot of water, and they also have a little bit of roughness to them. So they really help well with getting grime off of the surface of things. Then the second thing I usually use is a microfiber towel. Here's a microfiber towel, and what it does is it helps to do that final polishing of the surface of both the windows and the car exterior. So you should always make sure that you have these two types of towels, because if you do, then you're able to really get a thorough result. I mean, a nice, excellent result when it comes to how nice the car looks in the end. And you really can't do the job without having both. So I recommend getting both of those. I use this stuff to keep the car smelling nice because the food stinks so bad. So this is spiced apple, but you can use anything you want. I think I got this at like Bath and Body Works. I keep spray bottles with just water in it. And sometimes what'll happen is you'll get bird crap on your car. And so all you got to do to get the bird crap off is just get it wet. And once you get it wet enough and let it sit for a while, you can easily wipe it off. And I got Windex for the windows. And let's see, what else do I have? I have, well, somewhere I used to have stuff for the vinyl of the car, but I think I must keep that inside. So let me show you that. I probably didn't want that to evaporate. Supreme Shine Gloss Protectant for the interior of the car to keep it looking really nice. And I really only apply it when I have to drive people around, you know, so the car looks like brand new. It makes the surfaces look real shiny and glossy. It's the Hoover Clean Slate, and it's to clean up the interior of the car should something go wrong, meaning whatever you have in the car that you tried to make sure you protected the upholstery, it didn't protect it and it got on the upholstery. Or sometimes you just want to clean your seat covers and get them going again. And this thing has worked out really well. You just kind of put the water on, was it on this end? You put the water, no, this is the solution. So this, you put the solution in and you fill it up with the solution that comes with it, and then you set it in there. And then on the what side do I put the water? Let's see. Is it this? No, is it this side? Let's see. This holds all the filth. Oh yeah, so this holds all the filth. And this is where you put, the left side is where you put the solution mixed with water. That's right. And on the right, all the filth ends up over here when you turn it on. This is the on button here at the top. And that's it. You just plug it in, and then it comes with different attachments. But this one this one has like a carpet attachment, so it can do scrubbing and the suction. And also it has a little trigger here at the bottom that'll activate. Oh, here comes the doggy. Let me open the door. Hold on, doggy. I'm just telling people about this cleaner. Hold on one second. And so it has a little trigger here that you'd use to shoot out the liquid once it's on. So anyway, so that's what I'll use. I'll put that in the link as well. There's really a lot of different things you need when you do this job. So here's the next one. Here's a little vacuum. It's you know, it's those plug-in rechargeable vacuums. There it goes. So you guys seen these. So this is what I use to keep the car clean when there's just filth in there that I have to clean up. But luckily with my rubber mats, there really isn't usually that much stuff that I have to clean up. All right, next up are these great sunscreens. It looks just like a little circle, but when you open it up, get ready. When you open it up, it expands into a giant sunscreen, and you put it on the window. It has like a plastic to it that you can just rub, and then it sticks to the glass. And then you use that to keep the sun out when you're parked and you're waiting for an offer or whatever. Or sometimes when you're just driving and it's super hot and you want to just block the sun out, you can use that. And so let me see if I can show you what it's like when you fold it up. I don't know how well you're going to see this. So I'm going to take it and twist it. You're not going to be able to see it, but see it's back in when you twist it, it goes back into a tiny shape. The other essentials, of course, are hand sanitizer. You got to have that. And then I got these great, I don't know if you can see it. I should get like a light, but let me see if I can zoom into it. So these I bought on Amazon, and they're awesome. They're like a plastic rubber mats instead of the regular fabric that you would see at the bottom of a car. So any liquid that spills gets caught inside of those floor mats. And they're weatherproof floor mats, and it keeps filth from, you know, getting stained and ruining the bottom of the car and messing up the interior. And they come right out, and they're real super easy to clean up. So they work out really good. And let's see if I can show you anything else. I also have a net organizer that I keep in the car that has both different kinds of rags, the microfiber rag and the bar mop rag, and a spray bottle of Windex I keep in the car as well. So the next thing that I'm going to show you guys is a air pump. Let me pull it out of the bag. Okay, now this air pump is compatible both with a cigarette lighter, and also you can plug it into the wall, so you can do either one. And let me see, so at the bottom here is where all the accessories are. So this is the hose that goes into the tire, and then this is the part that can go into your cigarette lighter, and there's a long cord in here. I won't waste your time by pulling it out. It has an emergency light and a flash. The on and off switch here is at the top, and then there's control settings at the part right here where the display is, where you set what pressure you want the tire to be at, and it will display what the current pressure is on the tire. So you do plus or minus to get to the temperature you want, the pressure that you want it to be at, and then you flip it on, it goes to town and puts the exact amount of pressure into the tire and then shuts itself off. And then you disconnect it. And then this connector is a really good one. It actually screws on, it doesn't just clamp on, so it goes on really solid. And it's very important to have something like this when you're on the road, because you could get a nail in your tire and you have a slow leak and you just got to get home. So you can pull over to the side of the road, put more air in the tire, and get yourself back home, or to a place where you can get your tire repaired. All right, well, next up I'm going to show you where to change the air conditioner filter. It's on the passenger side of the vehicle. When you go ahead and you open up the glove compartment, there's like a little notch right here on the right side of the glove compartment. It'll pop loose. So I can focus on it. So it'll pop loose. See, I just undid it. And then you take out the glove compartment, which I'll do in a second here. Let me show you. So I went ahead and I took out the glove compartment. I just squeezed the sides of the glove compartment and sort of just jiggled it as I lowered it down and it came out. Then down here, if I zoom in, you'll see there's some kind of white plastic thing in there. And that's a little door that will, if you grab it, I don't know if you can see it. See, it's too dark. But if you grab that white plastic thing by the right side and the left side and pinch the little plastic handles on the left and the right, that will open and expose the filter tray. Then you slide it out and you take out the filthy filter and put in a clean one. Then you just do everything in reverse and put it all back in. Okay, so next up is opening the hood of the car for the engine air filter. So on my car, there is a symbol, or actually symbol below the, see this thing here that has a symbol on it? That's to open up the gas. That's not it. It's right below. And I don't think it has a symbol on it. It's just a lever. So I'm going to go ahead and see, it's right here. It's not this, it's below, it's this. I'm going to pull it. It's going to pop the trunk, and I'm going to head over to the trunk. You guys have probably opened up your trunk before, I would hope. I mean, the hood of your car. So you've got to feel for the little lever. There's a lever in here. You feel for it. And you open it up. And then, well, hold on. I've got to put the little bar so that it doesn't drop back down. All right, I just went for a long drive, so the engine's really hot. So let me zoom in and show you the things that you use to open up the engine air filter. So the thing that I'm centered on right now is the engine air filter compartment. And you see those two little metal clasps? You press on those to open it up, and you jiggle it a little bit so you can get access to the filter. And I'll zoom out so you can see it a better. So if I zoom out, you can see the whole engine. So you've got to get an idea of where it's at. Then when I zoom in, you can see what I'm focused on. That's it. You can identify it because it's right next to that pink coolant, and it has those two metal clamps. So that's the engine air filter, and it's too hot to touch it. I could barely open up the hood because it was so hot. So anyway, that's it for the engine air filter and where it's located. All right, this is the cabin air filter. I'm not going to put links to these particular items, basically because you most likely don't have a Toyota Prius, so there's really no reason unless you have a Toyota Prius. And if you do, just put it in the comments and I can add it later. This is the engine air filter, and I'm just going to zoom in so you can get a little bit. See, it's just a filter, and that goes in the engine. And then this one, once you take the plastic off, it goes into the glove box, into the glove box inside the car, where I just showed you where to change the air conditioner one. And pay close attention to these where it says airflow and has little arrows pointing. Make sure they point the same direction that the one that you took out are pointing in. That's very important. Always look, when you first remove the dirty one, look at it and see which way are the arrows pointing on the dirty one, and so that you match up the clean one with the dirty one. And yeah, and that's all you do. So I always keep spare parts for the car at all times, because I never want to be in a situation where something should go wrong and I have to go scouring the city trying to find the parts for the car, specifically, those filters. So I always make sure I have an extra set handy to swap out should I need to. And then, yeah, so that's pretty much all the different types of equipment that I keep on hand in order to maintain my vehicle. I think the most important things that I've mentioned to you are making sure you have access to the service manual for your vehicle. That is the most critical thing, because you want to make sure your car lasts as long as possible, because everybody knows how expensive cars are. So you do not want to have to replace your car as you want to make sure your car lasts as long as possible. The last thing you want to do is like kick yourself because your car has seized up because you forgot to change the oil, or you just decided, you neglected something that was important in the maintenance of your vehicle, and it led to an early demise of your car. So, and I've seen that happen so many times. So that is the most important lesson to learn from this video. So everything else is just sort of extra accessories just to make sure you keep the car, moving along, and of course the safety of the tires and all that stuff so that you can safely get to your destination. All right, well, I think that's about it. So let me know if you have any questions in the comments. And thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you again on the next one. Bye for now.